stone gon' fall, it's too shaky. The rock we standing on won't move, we rock steady. But the rock y'all got is watered down, it's like gravy. It's the roll with that rock, and that rock, it couldn't save me. I was in and out of it, I came back.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of The Absolute Truth. This is the Bible show that focuses on the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth concerning the Word of God, while leaving out all personal opinions, speculations, and beliefs. I'm Brother Joshua, and today reading for me is Brother Big Baby. And the title of today's class is The Red Dragon in Revelations 12 and the Secret Meaning Behind Its Color. Again, today's title is The Red Dragon in Revelations 12 and the Secret Meaning Behind Its Color. Now I decided to do this class because ever since, we've been on Pal Talk and on YouTube, people have tend to ask us various questions about things pertaining to the end times. And of course, most questions pertaining to the end times will land you right in the book of Revelation. Well, what I've noticed is there is a misconception being taught behind why this dragon in Revelation 12 is red. If you ask the average Christian, why is that dragon in Revelation 12 red? They know it's the devil because the Bible says it's the devil, and we're going to read that. If you ask them why that dragon is red, they'll say, well, because Satan is over hell, and hell has fire in it, and fire is red, and that's why the dragon is red, because that's what that represents, the fact that he dwells in hell. Well, we're going to show you that that's a misconception. That is not true. That is not correct. Then you go to the black Hebrew community, and they will tell you, not all of them, but the ones who are racist against the white man, who they teach is Esau, they will tell you that, well, see, the dragon is red because Esau is the devil. And Esau's name was changed to Edom, and Edom means red. And since Edom means red and Esau is the devil, the dragon in Revelation 12 is red because it represents Edom, which means red, which is Esau. And we're going to show you that that too is a misconception. That is a lie. What we're going to do is show you in this class why this dragon is red. Why is he red? What does this have to do with anything? It's very important to know why he is red. We're also going to show you that the key to understanding the secret meaning behind why he is red is first understanding why the saints are symbolically represented as wearing white. That is the key to understanding why this dragon is red. So we're going to pick this up first in Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1. This is where this red dragon is first mentioned. Go ahead and read.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
And of course, this is not a literal woman clothed with the sun and the moon or with 12 stars. This woman represents the nation of Israel. Go ahead and read.
And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered.
And if you keep reading, it'll let you know that this child was the Messiah, who grew up to be Jesus Christ. Go ahead and read.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
Then it said there appeared another wonder in heaven. Go ahead.
And behold, a great red dragon.
A great red dragon. A large red dragon. Go ahead.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head.
Now remember this. In addition to it being red, it had 7 heads and 10 horns. Remember that. 7 heads and 10 horns. But we're going to get real basic with this. Before we go any further, what we're going to do is go into the Strong Concordance and look up the word translated red describing this dragon. And that's 4450 in the Greek section. 4450 in the Greek section. The word translated red. 4450 in the Greek section. And the word is Poros. from 44:42, fire-like, i.e., or that is, specifically, flame-colored, red. So this is where the Christians get the concept that, he's the color of fire. That's true. It says that, fire-like. But we're going to take another look into that a little bit later. But it says still that he's red. That doesn't explain why he's red, does it? It's just telling you what the color red he's being described as looks like. But it's another type of red he's described as too. But now what we're going to do, let's go back to Revelation 12, pick it up in verse 7. Now pay attention to this. Go ahead and read.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
This same great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Go ahead and read.
And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And that great dragon was cast out.
And that great dragon was cast out. Who is it?
That old serpent called the devil and Satan.
Called the devil and Satan. That is who the great red dragon is. It is the devil. It is Satan. It plainly told you right here. Go ahead and read.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
Which deceiveth the whole world. This great red dragon has deceived the whole world. Even the people who think they understand why he's red in the first place. He's deceived them too. Go ahead and read.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Okay, that's good. But now, let's go over to Revelation chapter 17 and verse 1. Let me show y'all something. Because in Revelation chapter 12, it just called him Red Dragon. Watch what it calls him in Revelation chapter 17 in his manifestation of the one world nation that's going to be on this earth. Revelation chapter 17 and verse 1. Go ahead and read.
And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
We're not dealing with the great whore or the woman in this class. We're dealing with the secret meaning behind the color red of this dragon, which is Satan, the devil. Go ahead.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And she carried me away.
And he carried.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast.
He said, I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. What does this beast look like?
Full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Having what?
7 heads and 10 horns.
Wasn't the great red dragon in Revelation chapter 12 described the same way with the 7 heads and the 10 horns? So we know we're talking about the same devil, the same dragon. But what you're reading about right here in Revelation 17 is its manifestation of being the spirit behind this one world nation. That's what you're reading about in Revelation 17. But notice they called it a scarlet-covered beast. He was called red in Revelation chapter 12. So what we're going to do again is go to the Strong Concordance, and we're going to look up the word translated scarlet here. And there's 28:47 in the Greek section. 28:47 in the Greek section. The word translated scarlet. Now listen to this. The word is kokkinos. From 28:48, from the kernel shape of the insect, crimson colored, scarlet colored, colored. It said crimson color. Crimson, everybody, is the color of blood. It's like a dark purple reddish color. That's the color of blood. When you talk about crimson, you're talking about a color that resembles the color of blood. So you can actually read this as saying a blood-colored beast. So what you're reading about here in Revelation, when they talk about this dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns was red, it represents a color that's fire-like. But it's a fire-like color that's manifested in its spirit being behind these nations as being blood-colored. In its spirit form, fire color. Manifesting this one world order, blood-colored. But still red though, right? Still red. But why does it say this beast is red? That's what we're trying to figure out. Before we go there, let's see the interpretation that the black Hebrews come up with. Not all of them, just the racist ones. They're trying to tell you that Edom or Esau is behind everything. Let's first go to Genesis 25, verse 29. Genesis 25 and 29. Regardless of what color you want to go with, the red or the scarlet crimson, red is still red. But that crimson should make you think about something, because crimson is the color of blood. Genesis 25 and 29. We're reading about Jacob and Esau. And it's going to tell you why he was called Edom. But they try to say, see, Edom is wickedness and all of that. Let's see why he was called Edom. 25 and 29. Go ahead and read.
And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
So Jacob sowed pottage would mean he boiled some stew. That's all pottage is stew. You follow what I'm saying? Go ahead and read.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage.
Feed thee, I ask you, I beg you, with the same red pottage, with the same red stew. Right? That's what this is saying. Go ahead and read.
For I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Therefore was his name called Edom. Why was his name called Edom? Because of this red pottage. Why was his name called Edom? Because of this red pottage. Nothing to do with wickedness. Nothing to do with evil. Because of this red pottage. And just to prove to y'all, we're going to go to the Strong's Concordance and look at the word translated Edom. That's 123 in the Hebrew section. I'm looking this up strictly for the benefit of the racist black Hebrew, because they'll say, I noticed you didn't look up Edom. No, we're looking it up. 123 in the Hebrew section. And this is the word. Edom. From 122. And it means red. What does Edom mean? Red. That's what it means. We looked it up. Nobody's running from anything. But it just told you in the Bible why he was called Edom. Why was he called Edom? Because he sold his birthright for red-colored pottage. Has nothing to do with any wickedness. Has nothing to do with the devil. It's the red pottage. You follow what I'm saying? But they'll try to say, but still though, that color red still is a flag letting you know that the red is still related to Edom, which means related to Esau. We're going to show you that's a lie. We're going to move on with this right now. Let's go back to Revelation 7. We're going back to Revelation. We're going to chapter 7. Because the key to understanding why the red dragon is red, why is he colored red, is first understanding why the saints wear white. We're going to take a look at that. Because everybody here will agree that the devil is the opposite of God. He represents evil. God represents good. Right? Everybody will agree with that. Nobody would argue that who believes this Bible. Revelation 7 and verse 9. Go ahead and read it, baby.
After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations, and kindreds, and people, and tongues.
I just got to point out, it said of all nations, kindreds, which means races, people and tongues, people and languages. And where are these people at?
Stood before the throne.
Stood before the throne. Where's the throne located at?
Yeah.
So you got all these people of different races in heaven. But you got some racist black Hebrews, not all of them, but you got some that teach that only Israel going to heaven. And who are all these kindreds and nations and tongues and people? But that's not even the point of this. Keep reading.
And before the Lamb, clothed with white robes.
Clothed with what robes?
White robes.
They clothed with white robes, right?